62 and lows around 65. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Tuesday, May 13th of 2025, at 3 minutes after 8, we've got a temperature of 65 degrees currently in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA. Also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
And now, Patriot Home Care is proud to present the Beaver County Radio Morning Show with Frank Sparks and Scott Tatey. Frank and Scott will get you caught up on what's going on in the world with news, sports, and entertainment, along with playing some of your favorite tunes, including Pittsburgh area bands. And now, here are the hosts of the show, Frank Sparks and Scott Tatey.
Good morning, and thanks for spending part of your Tuesday morning with us here, 8:04 a.m. Scott Tatey, Frank Sparks, and gracing us in the studio, we have Mayor Val of New Brighton. And I'll set the tone. She's got her, bring the music down. Oh.
You can't hear Miss Val.
I thought she was going to sing for us.
Yeah, well,
I was waiting. Get up in the morning.
Oh, there you go.
We are streaming on Facebook, and you want to see Mayor Val's hat. That's a very pretty hat. Flower. Was that a Mother's Day?
No, I make these.
Okay, how do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you sell them for Mother's Day?
I could.
She'll sell anything.
That's right.
Coming in.
Yeah, so she's here to visit us for... this is National Police Week.
Yes.
Thanking your police officers.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to come on, Scott and Frank. I also have to say to my community, I've been mayor 1 year as of this past March 20th. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
That's crazy. Yeah, congratulations.
That is crazy. That's
I can't believe it's gone that quick.
I can't. So, and I'm here because of my connection with the police. But let me tell you a little bit about our quaint borough. Whether you're passing through or recently moved here or have lived here for some time, New Brighton is enjoyable. As residents of New Brighton, we take pride in our community being located 25 miles northwest of Pittsburgh, having a population around 6,000. It makes us a perfect balance of walkable downtown, suburban living for any individual or family, and safe living. And we are proud of that, proud to be one of Beaver County's river towns. Now, let me go back just a little bit of why I'm here. On May 9th in 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation which designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and a week in which that date falls as Police Week. And that's what we're in right now. So this year, May 11th through May 17th has been designated as National Police Week. This week is set aside to recognize the service and sacrifice of U.S. law enforcement that have been killed in the line of duty. The public is encouraged to replace their porch lights with blue bulbs during this week. I am touched truly about my connection with the New Brighton Police. I've been on Borough Council for 20 years, but never really realizing the sacrifices that our police do, not just in New Brighton, but across the world. The people who have chosen to give their lives, they have families, and they've chosen, I have goosebumps, to lay down their life to save us and keep us safe. National Police Week offers an opportunity to honor and remember and support while allowing law enforcement survivors and citizens to gather and pay homage to those. What are your thoughts on that, Frank? What do you think about police as a whole?
I've never had a bad run-in with police, so I can't. I think that they're there to protect our communities, and I think that we have a great group of police officers, not only in New Brighton, but throughout Beaver County.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's weird because if you look at a lot of career police officers that have been career police officers, then move on and work in the sheriff's department.
Yes.
As an example, Paul Radadovich, who, so somebody that's been a long-time police officer. Of course, he has that New Brighton tie to him. But yeah, I mean, you get a lot of former police officers, and that's where they go afterwards is to the sheriff's department.
During Police Week, we honor and remember the brave men and women. I can't miss that. Men and women in law enforcement who make that ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. I know that if somebody was doing something to harm my children, I'd run out in front of an 18-wheeler. but would I do it for the guy next to me? You know, that's what policemen do. They decide that and they do it. Their courage and dedication and selfless service in the face of danger will never be forgotten. Now, what's interesting about our department is we've developed a very productive relationship with the community, youth, by maintaining a school resource officer program who is also going to be honored Friday.
Sully's the man.
Yes.
Love him.
And the kids absolutely love him. I've been there. I've been in his office, and I'm talking to him, and I am second priority. When the kids come in, their focus is on the kids. And so we're very proud to have him. And he doesn't know that I'm down if he's listening to this, but I'm going to recognize him as well.
He used to be my neighbor back in the day.
Oh, really?
So every day when I see him, because he gets out there, and I mean, people don't realize he directs traffic for students coming from the school. So when we're coming down off the hill from New Brighton, he's always standing out there by Woolly Bullies directing traffic.
That's
so I always give him the... I put my hand up, give him a peace sign.
Give him the peace sign
every day. Yeah,
it's amazing, and we don't know what the policemen do that we're not even aware of. I can't relay the actual story, but one of the police officers had to be in the presence of a child who was autistic, and instantly they became a dad.
Right.
I mean, that's what you do. You know, it was a serious situation, but the calmness of him and knowing his job, he became a mentor and, a shoulder to lean on. That's what they do. And you don't learn that in a class. That has to be in your heart. Their compassion, their integrity, highly trained. They are constantly going to meetings to upgrade their the guns and all that. That's way over my head. And their ability to turn it on when you need it. I'm a hugger, and I saw one of the police officers near my shop. And I went, oh, hey. And I went to hug him. No, this isn't the time to hug him. We laughed about it later. Right. And he even said, when I saw your face, don't come over here and hug me.
It's tough with police dogs, too. You see a police dog, you want to pet him, but you're on duty.
So the department continues to strive to be recognized and respected as leading agencies, and ours specifically in New Brighton. My mayor's office is in the police department, and I hear the phone calls that come in, and I hear the calls that come in that are absolutely not a police call. Not a police call.
Right.
But I'm listening to the police officers, and they handle like, what they want to say. You know what?
This isn't my problem.
Yeah, this is not my problem. But they never sound like that.
No.
And I'm so impressed with their integrity and their service. We are fortunate to be a part of an amazing department that they are a part of public involvement. We used to have a neighborhood watch program, and I'm going to mention that we don't now, only because the attendance was lacking. But the need is there,
right?
And you've heard it from me.
Why are you looking at me when you say this?
I'm really looking at Scott. If you feel that we need to bring it back, then you need to see me, and we need to find out what we can do, because I can't tell you how many people, my corner, my BS corner that I call it, on 11th Street and 4th, people come to me with concerns and they tell me things, but we really need to be in a setting where you can share it.
Right.
You are watching your neighborhood. You know your neighborhood. And the other thing I need to stress is, if I hear one more person tell me, I really didn't want to bother the police, don't say that. Yeah. This is their job. The most important thing about you bothering the police is a police report. So that when something happens again, they can look at that police report and say, this happened 2 weeks ago, or this happened yesterday. So know that I'm not speaking out of my hat. You do need to call the police. 911 is your friend, truly.
Right. I have a good story about New Brighton Police Department.
Please tell me.
So a couple weeks ago, about a couple months ago, I have my one dog. He takes his time going to the bathroom, and I forgot he was outside.
Uh-oh.
And my wife comes home from work, and she goes, "Where's Stewie?" And I said,
"Uh-oh."
I don't know. Is he over in his bed? No. Well, we discovered that I left Stewie outside from looking on our Ring camera.
And how old is Stewie, by the way?
He's 12 now, or 11. So, and we discovered I left him outside.
How long was he out there?
Anyway, he took a walk. He ended up over on, I can't think of the street. It's right beside the old Columbia gas.
Get out of here.
That's where he ended up at. So the first thing when he was missing was, I told my wife, I said, call the New Brighton Police Department. She says, why? I said, I assure you, call the New Brighton Police Department. She said, why? I said, because somebody will find him.
Yeah.
And New Brighton Police Department's not like some other police departments. They'll take him down there and they'll put his picture on Facebook and they'll ask people if they're dog.
Yeah.
Where other police departments just take him to main side and they're done with it. I said, trust me, call the New Brighton Police Department. About 20 minutes later, the police call and they've got Stewie. And we don't know to this day who it was, but somebody had seen him in their yard, so they called the police, and they don't got to do that. Come up and get the dog, put him in the car.
Not.
Right. Put him in the car, take him down to the police department, and then they called my wife and said, well, I think we got your dog.
Yeah.
And then when she come walking to the door, the police officer, I don't know who the police officer was because I went with her.
Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah, I can, because he was sitting there going, he seen it was her, and he was going nuts. So he goes, well, I don't think we have to get you to identify your dog.
I don't think so.
I think he's identifying you for you. But that's what I told her. I said, call the police department because I guarantee you somebody will see him. And what it was we figure is our he walks with us all the time, and we walk over to where our daughter's buried in St. Joe Cemetery.
Okay.
So we have a feeling that he was going over there thinking that that's where we were or something.
Yes.
So, but anyway, so two good counts. There was a great New Brighton resident that reported the dog, and then there was, the police officers.
Well, it's funny that you're sharing that story because Ron Walton, who is our police chief, we were talking about Police Week because I do have some surprises for all the officers. And he said, I said, we don't appreciate you. And he goes, and let me tell you something, the difference between us down here in a small community and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, do you really think a policeman in Pittsburgh would have come to you or said, let me bring your dog? Or
not happen.
They don't have the opportunity to do that. We have that. And the police know everybody's name. They know where people live. Oh, so-and-so. Yeah, we already took care of that. And you can't buy that kind of service.
No, and last year, you're talking about Chief Walton. Him himself last year. Did you do the Halloween parade with us last year in New Brighton?
I did not.
So it's pouring down rain, right?
Yes.
We're trying to get everything together. It's dark. We have our lights down because we're streaming the parade. And we didn't know who it was. Someone pulls up in the side-by-side and put the lights on for us. We knew it was a bright police officer. So then, he puts the lights on so we can see and sits there the whole time so we can hurry up and clean everything up and get it out of there. So I walked over to thank him, and it was Chief Walton.
Oh, wow.
So, just like anybody else, just like one of the regular officers, he's there to help us.
Yes.
And it was, I told you that right after that. I really appreciated that he did that for us. He doesn't realize how much he helped us because we're working with electric, number one. It's dark, number two.
Yeah.
And he lit it up for us. So that was cool.
And then I have to tell you that something about, I don't like to see them with their bulletproof vest on, and Walton knows that. That always makes, okay, we're official business right now. So when he comes in my office, he tries not to have his bulletproof vest on.
Cool.
But whenever there's something that he needs to get a hold of me and he comes down to the shop, let me tell you what the presence of a policeman does when they walk in. Okay, are they here to pick up Valerie? Is there something wrong? Is there somebody here? It is so comical. And then the other thing is, we were doing some cleanup in Sully. We were across the street and someone had stole my stuff. Can you imagine stealing off me? Oh. So anyways, we were going to cross the street, but the light wasn't ready for us to cross. And Sully said, come on. No, we can't. No, they'll stop when they see me. I mean, something about the presence of a policeman.
Right.
But then I have to tell you, we shouldn't tell our kids, you know what, I'm going to call the police after you. Don't do that to a child.
Right.
Yeah. They need to be able to feel safe around a policeman.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. We're visiting with Mayor Val this morning, talking about National Police Week, Memorial Week, and then recognizing our police departments here. And we're talking specifically about New Brighton's Police Department. And if you do have any comments, you are welcome to call at 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more right after this here on Beaver County Radio.
Now thundering through the valley on 4 powerful radio stations. It's Beaver County Radio on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Drivers, start your engine!
The NTT IndyCar Series is back on track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500.
He's got it out of the short chute. Newgarden by 3 car lengths.
Potawatomi Mort makes a run, but he will not catch it. Joseph Newgarden goes back. Now, stay tuned for the greatest spectacle in racing. Live Sunday, May 25th on this Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network station.
Take Me Out to the Mall baseball-themed Senior Day presented by Beaver County Office on Aging in the Center at the Mall on Wednesday, May 14th from 10 a.m. till noon inside the Beaver Valley Mall. T-shirt giveaway provided by premier sponsor Aetna Medicare Solutions. Vendors will be there to provide senior service information and answer questions. Coffee and donuts, compliments of Ameriprise Financial Services. Ice cream, compliments of Rivertown Advisors. Complimentary manicures, tech help, health screenings courtesy of Beaver County Career and Technology Center. Enjoy a stadium hot dog lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wear your baseball gear. You don't want to miss this day.
Whiskey Myers, live in concert. June 23rd at Stage AE Outdoors. Special guests, Cassius Culpepper and Pony Bradshaw. On sale now at AXS.com. Whiskey Myers Live, brought to you by Promo West North Shore.
Spring has sprung. When it comes to ice cream, none are quite as big as Hank's Frozen Custard and Mexican food. For over 78 years, the highlight of spring and summer in Beaver County has been to visit Hank's Frozen Custard and Mexican food. Now here's the big question. Have you had your Hank's today? Enjoy a different custard flavor each day. Stop by and order your Mexican food too, whether dining outdoors or at home. Make the trip to Hank's Frozen Custard and Mexican food. You won't be disappointed. Make a tradition with your family or friends by enjoying Hank's today.
We have Art Cornell here from Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum. Art, what makes the Beaver Cemetery different than many cemeteries?
Well, we're a nonprofit cemetery, so all income generated is used to meet operational costs, to make improvements, and to provide perpetual care for centuries to come. Beaver Cemetery is non-sectarian and open to all who choose to take advantage of our historic beauty and tradition of caring.
Thanks, Art. Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum, serving all of Beaver County since 1865. Located on Buffalo Street in Beaver.
Join a team that's been making a difference for over a century. St. Barnabas Health System is hiring full-time security officers for night shifts in Gibsonia and Valencia. Work 12-hour shifts from 8:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m., plus every other weekend, and earn competitive pay starting at $17 an hour plus shift differential. Enjoy full benefits, flexible scheduling, and the satisfaction of helping keep residents safe and a respected and growing healthcare system. Take the next step in your career. Apply now at stbarnabashealthsystem.com/careers or call 724-444-JOBS.
It's a voice you recognize, the voice of Beaver Valley, coming to you from an all-star quartet. 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA.
We are back. Scott Tatey, Frank Sparks here, and our very special guest, Mayor Val from New Brighton. Mm-hmm. We should mention today the event in New Brighton, was that been affected by the rain?
Yes,
the night march?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been canceled officially, but from what I'm seeing on Facebook, some of us that had already planned to be down there are going to be there. So, you know, New Brighton, they are famous for bring an umbrella and go down where you got to be.
That's true. We've done many rainy events. Holding
How many
tents,
Halloween parades?
Holding canopies down.
Yes.
Come here, we need somebody to hold the canopy.
Hold this down.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's always been that way. So, but yeah, because we were supposed to be at the night march tonight.
Oh.
But we're going to be at the next one.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be at the next one.
Well, that's election day, so I won't be there. I'll be at the polls.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll forgive you this time.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Thanks. Well, you know what? The New Brighton Area Police, they do provide residents in the borough of New Brighton and its visitors with superior service. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the mayor of New Brighton. But with the police and community partnership philosophy, the department has implemented and expanded programs that promote collaborative efforts. In fact, you know that this Halloween parade this year is 100 years for that parade. You know what?
Wow.
Is that amazing? And
Yes.
so Chief Walton is working on to make it safer and better because it's going to be busy. It's going to be packed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gary Rumble and his wife do a real nice job.
Yes, they do.
Put
Yes,
that
they
together.
do.
Yeah, very nice
It's
job.
hard to step in Mr. Edwards' shoes, but somebody's got to do it sometimes.
He's done pretty good at it. So I agree with you 100%.
The methodology includes a cooperative effort with federal, state, and county drug enforcement. That's also another big issue. Agencies to reduce our drug use and drug-related criminal activity. And I bring that up because people will come to me and say, the police don't care about what's going on my block. The police do care. But they're really not able to say, guess what? We're watching the house next to you.
Right.
You know, that's not going to happen. So I do want the listening audience and the viewing audience to know, we know what's going on, and they are taking care of it at the pace that they're supposed to. So the criminal justice system alone is a foundation that includes law enforcement agencies, the judicial system, community policing, and youth outreach programs. We do work with the schools, so that's part of our outreach, and the police know all the young folks, know them by name, and that is so important. And in my job, I think I made it my job, is to be the ambassador, okay? To be that in-between person, the kissing babies and shaking hands, and let people know that the police are on your side.
Well, one thing you're not mentioning here is you're talking about the Borough of New Brighton Police Department. Mm-hmm. But you're not mentioning that they also cover Doherty Township, Pulaski
I'm glad
Township,
you said that.
as well as New Brighton Borough. So that's a big area because people don't realize how big Doherty Township is in itself.
They have no idea.
And so for for us to be able, and you hear a lot of communities when this happens, people complain because their police departments have gone down.
Yes.
But it seems like our police department, when you need them, they're there.
They're there
on a consistent basis.
The department also serves the geographic areas of Doherty Township, Pulaski Township, and Falston.
Right.
And they do this through intergovernmental cooperation agreements. And our department operates on a 24-hour-a-day basis with an administrative desk that is open from 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. And I'm also going to be recognizing our administrative. All right, help me out here.
Administrative.
Administrative.
I was having fun watching her struggle. She knows better than ask me.
I know. Administrative desk, Lauren and Deb, who do an excellent job, and I've listened to them as well. And you know what? And they love their job. You know, it's about loving your job.
Yep.
If you love your job, it's not a job.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you mentioned about it's somewhat of a regional police force. New Brighton covers Doherty and Falston, and
Yes.
because that's something that comes up in other communities. Would you recommend other communities look into that pursuit? And if so, why?
They would have to, because of course regional is the buzzword that's going all around, and I guess in actuality we've been doing it for a long time. That all of those are 15066 zip codes. And we would have no problem, I'm speaking out of my hat, that someone wants to come in and see how it works, because it does. And can't go any further because in the big picture, all of us will be regional. But it works for us.
Right.
And people feel comfortable calling the New Brighton Police and having and that's a big area. That's a big area. Doherty, Pulaski, Falston. And then with the Falston Bridge being closed, you know, that...
Well, and we're fortunate, too, in New Brighton. And you're not fortunate because you don't live in New Brighton.
Right.
But we're fortunate in New Brighton because we don't have we have our problems and we have our things going on just like any other community. But we actually don't have our... how can I put this? We don't have the rate of crime that some other communities do.
That's true. There's crime,
right.
but not the...
Right.
Yeah, right.
And we don't have some of the more severe crime that some of the other municipalities do. So we're fortunate in that angle. You know, a lot of us live in neighborhoods that, you know, I live in an older neighborhood. And
So do I.
my neighborhood, everybody watches for everybody.
Yes.
So if something's out of place, it's out of place.
Right.
And I think the majority of New Brighton's that way.
Absolutely.
And we don't really have, when there is an issue like that or something's going on next door, people of New Brighton are real good about alerting the police that it's going on next door. And then eventually, and I will say this because I had a house next to me there was that problem for a long time.
Yes.
And in fact, there was involved a police chase that almost took me out coming down Highland Alley a few years ago. And it was the house next door, and they knew what was going on. The police chase happened. And like I said, I was standing out back in the alley and someone almost took me out. But this guy's driving this vehicle probably 100 mile an hour down the back of Highland Alley. And you know how small of an alley that is.
Yes.
And, but they did take care of it. It took a little bit of time, about almost a year, but they have to get their ducks in a row, dot their T's and, cross their T's and dot their I's. And so I feel fortunate in New Brighton we don't have many of those issues.
My husband, who's my straight man, Mr. McKelvey, he's known as Mr. McKelvey to everybody. And he was on the porch, and some guy must have been caught stealing something, had his pants down around his hips, He said he watched that policeman put his car in park. They're in gear. I can't even imagine having all this stuff on you. He said he was running, and he caught him. And the guy's trying to pull up his pants. He said that policeman made that turn, and he said, and never even thought about it. Down the street, left his car, and ran after that.
Wow. So, that's kind of the fortunateness we have and we have many communities that are like that throughout Beaver County.
Absolutely. And I'm just here talking and tooting the horn of New Brighton.
Right.
I'm sure all the communities in Beaver County can relate to wonderful stories.
And New Brighton's fortunate that you're tooting their horn because there's, as many communities as we reach out to, a lot of times they don't want to come in and toot their horn.
Right.
So anybody's welcome at any time. You're actually the only one that has kept up with the mayor visits. Everybody else, we had them for a long time, and then they just kind of went off the radar.
I have even people who keep track. One time I missed it. I forget. Either I was at a conference or something, and they called and said, "So you're not doing the mayor show anymore?" I'm like, I missed one time.
That was
the people what they want.
She called Mr. McKelvey into this small plane, and it was you could just the look on his face
it was a
like
crop duster.
Yeah, when he got the look. She had a picture of him on Facebook, and the look on his face was like, "Mrs. McKelvey, you're dead when we get home."
You wait till we get home. That was what I missed.
Right. So, but so when's all that coming up?
When's what coming up?
When are you gonna
this
do all
week?
This? Yeah,
Friday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, they don't want to. I'm just saying they don't want to meet with me, but they're meeting with me on Friday. So Chief Walton said, "Well, you can catch us at 6:30 on Friday morning. I'll be there. I'm a morning person. I'll be there."
Challenge accepted.
Do they know?
No, they don't.
So only Chief Walton's aware of it? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool.
That's going to be so cool.
They're going to get somebody to take some pictures so we can share them.
No, that's right.
All right. Make sure you get them to me so we can share them.
Okay.
So I'd love to. So I'm glad that you're taking the time and that you care that much about our police department that you're honoring them like that. So.
And you mentioned the blue lights one more time. You were recommending something with blue lights to show it was national.
The porch light.
Right.
The porch light. Yeah. They said that you should put the blue light on your porch to show your support of the policemen. And I got to tell you, I without divulging anything else, what I'm giving them is representative as best I could of New Brighton, the businesses downtown. And that's all I can say. That's all. I'm just so excited. I'll probably.
I can't wait to see it myself. She got me excited to see it.
Her enthusiasm is contagious.
Yeah, I'm going to bottle that and put that in there too.
Please do.
There you go.
All right.
Well, thank you, Mayor Val, for joining us. And we got news, or do you want to do a break first?
Take a break, and then I know we'll have headline news, and then we'll be back with more.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
You guys.
The place for news, sports, and entertainment. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, coming to you live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
Have you ever wanted to work in radio? Well, now is your chance. St. Barnabas Broadcasting is a network of 11 radio stations, and we are looking for account executives to introduce St. Barnabas Broadcasting and digital media to new prospective clients and grow existing ones. Experience in sales is preferred. Interested prospective candidates can apply by sending their resume to fsparks@beavercountyradio.com or by calling 724-444-JOBS.
It's McDonald's, and it's something new. Introducing McDonald's McCrispy Chicken Strips. Available in 3 or 4 pieces. Get it with a combo meal, too, and try their new creamy chili sauce. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Now in studio, Noah Haswell with the latest news.
All right. I am Noah Haswell here on Beaver County Radio, WBVP, WM.